First off, rest in peace, neighborhood Nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, based over here.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What up, y'all? We are back with your favorite pod's favorite pod. You got your favorite guys. You got me, as always, your guy, Kenan, Washington fan extraordinaire. Took the L this week, but I'm here nonetheless. And I got my two bros with me. Who I got?
Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Hill. Hill gonna hear regardless, baby. My team took an L as well, but let's get it.
Hey,
and you already know it's your boy AJ, Mr. 1-0 across the board and everything, every fantasy league and in football. We going, baby. You feel me?
You had a great weekend.
That's a great, I ain't mad at you.
Yeah,
yeah, you should be hyped. You
hell yeah.
Facts. Well, if you undefeated across the board, I'm the polar opposite. I'm completely
my man's been
lost
defeated.
every league and in real life. So man,
sheesh, that's tough. You know,
yeah, y'all can catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. We also on TikTok and Twitch, 3-Man Weave _. As you can see, the jersey, 3-Man Weave. You already know who it is. Rep the home team.
Always.
I need one of them things.
I'll send you the link. I know it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need that link again too, because I had some cellular issues.
Yeah, so the technical difficulties got a little razzle dazzle.
A little 17-month-old. That's what it is.
So what's going on? What we talking about?
What's going on, man?
Hey man, I want to get y'all opinions on something because we've been a little bit busy, so we've been straying away from kind of what we normally do, because normally we don't just always stick to sports. And so it's some things that dropped. One that we ain't really gonna get into, but another that I want to get y'all opinion on. We've allowed it to coagulate and sit with it for about 2 weeks now. And I want to talk about Certified Lover Boy, man. We want to get y'all thoughts on it. How we feel, because obviously it's one of the more anticipated drops of the year, of course. So I want to get y'all thoughts.
I like it, man. I like the album. I feel like it's a good listen all the way through. It got a good mix of everything. So, and one thing that I liked about the album is songs that normally aren't songs that I would like are my favorite, are the songs that I prefer on this album. So Too Sexy is Way Too Sexy is probably one of my favorite joints. That's normally not my type of song, but it is what it is. Like I like the vibes on the joint. And I think it's an overall good project, man. Like I hear people hate. I seen some hate on it. And I seen some, super outstanding critiques on it, but it's like, I just think it's a solid, good project. I think it's Drake doing what he does best. And I think he's the best at what he do right now.
I think for me is because it's hard for him to live up to the hype that he receives on any anticipated project that he got. And I think that the fact that it got pushed back multiple times, I think it was beneficial for him, actually. I think he fine-tuned some things. I think he added some things. I think he delivered like Drake does. Now, normally his albums, some of them albums it's like, okay, Drake,
but if I say it, I'm hating.
because I didn't dislike none of the album other than Views. You say you don't like nothing from since So Far Gone. That's hate, bro. Like,
No, I didn't say that. I
you
said
know what I'm saying?
I know. I said to me, So Far Gone was the best, but I do enjoy Take Care. To me, I really like Take Care.
I'm just saying you say stuff like that, like he ain't did nothing positive since you know what I'm saying, since So Far Gone. Like that's hate. That
No, I didn't say he didn't
when
do
that boy
nothing
said he got the
positive.
Midas touch, that was a bar.
Yeah.
I said I personally haven't enjoyed anything since Take Care. I'm talking about me personally. It wasn't my cup of tea.
I think for a fact, I think let's say Views had a lot of promotion, a lot of hype, man, and it didn't deliver. So you
Of
think
course.
about some other albums that he dropped, you know, they was, you know what I'm saying, it was cool. He hasn't necessarily dropped a whack album, let's just say that, but it's just, you know, you can personally not like it, dislike it, or whatever you want to call it. But I think this one, like I said, the hype that surrounded this one,
It pretty much matched.
Pandemic, you know,
I
waiting
agree.
on him. It's like he delivered, you know. And I'm glad you like Way Too Sexy, Cannon, because if we get to 300 subscribers, you know, we're gonna have to remake the video. We're gonna have to remake the video, and you will stay right where Kawhi was staying.
I'm about to say, yeah, Cannon definitely gonna be Kawhi.
Oh man, the video had me weak, bro. Just
It's
weak.
hilarious, bro.
But I actually enjoyed the project too. It was a good listen. It was an easy listen, and you know, I didn't get bored with it. Although, you know, I get what you're saying, you know, it has songs that you didn't like. I actually am not a fan of Way Too Sexy, just personally. But I like some of the other stuff on the album because that's kind of like the Drake that I like. I like the Drake that's rapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
I definitely like that. I definitely like that.
And so that's just kind of where I am. And this album to me, it seemed like it had more into it. It had more substance. It wasn't just like I'm just making songs. It felt like he was more so making music. And that's where I had always had issues with those past Drake albums, because to me it felt like it lacked motivation. It felt like I'm just doing it because this is what I do. It's almost like he's been at the top and he has no challengers. And so he's just going through the motions because technically I have to. I gotta be here.
That's what happens when you be at the top like that.
And so, but for me, I also still have to hold you to that
Facts.
That standard of you being at the top. So when you have that lackadaisical, I'm just gonna do it and this is what it is, I'm personally not gonna really feel it. And that's why I like, you know, that's why I just said, you know, some of this stuff hasn't really been up to snuff for me. And so I do think it's a good listen. I think it's, of course, like it's gonna do what Drake does. He's gonna do all his numbers. Yeah. But as we know, we not going by the numbers because there's plenty of people that do numbers, and I ain't ever heard the song before.
Facts.
Like Cannon, you sent me the Billboard, and Drake had the top 10, and it was a Kid Laroi song or whatever. I ain't never heard that shit in my life.
And I would have bet money that you knew who that was. Because I didn't.
Bro,
I was like, hey, they probably know who this is.
He could be fire as I don't know what, but I don't.
But you know what? Matter of fact, I think I seen this video one time on Revolt. I think. Don't give me the line. I'm just saying that.
I think he might be signed to Lil Bibby.
I think what surprised me the most was the fact that it was titled Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah.
And he's rapping the most than he done on like
that was funny. That was funny to me.
he might be rapping the most than what was if you listen to this Too Late.
Yeah. And I actually feel like it's on par because although it is Certified Lover Boy, it's not just as if the content of the rap still is on, it's on brand.
Yeah,
but he's actually talking his shit. He's not doing the crooning and shit like that.
I mean, I have no issue,
but I do enjoy the raps, and to me, it just felt as if everything had motivation behind it. It had motive, and every single thing was intentional. It seemed like he back Cannon. I just seen him.
Yeah, I know.
But it seemed
that to get got.
It seemed like every single bar he had some punch behind it and had some meaning. And so that's why I'm like, okay, I fuck with this.
Yeah, man, it was a good listen, man. But honestly, I think for the most part, 2021 has not disappointed me in music for the projects that I've anticipated, which hasn't been many, but the ones that I did anticipate all pretty much delivered. And so and then the ones that I didn't expect, there's been a few albums that I didn't expect, and I gave those a listen, and a lot of those were good albums too. So I like where the genre's at right now, the culture's at, and let's keep moving it forward. You feel me?
Let's deviate right quick. But who has disappointed you? Name somebody that you're a fan of, but they have disappointed you.
Right now?
There's nobody
right
that
now.
I'm a fan of that has disappointed me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then I can't really say because I didn't really listen to Donda. I was a fan of Kanye, so I can't say that he disappointed me because I didn't listen. But everybody else that I wanted to hear something from, I think delivered.
I'm disappointed in Don Q.
I wasn't waiting for no Don Q, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. You wasn't
yeah,
waiting for one.
yeah. He'll definitely a Don Q fan.
I like Don Q in fashion.
No, he said I'm cool. Like he said, that was one of my guys. Like I was like, I wasn't expecting him to be a superstar or nothing. I'm just saying, like when he dropped the project, I was anticipating. I like to listen to his music.
No,
we went through a whole pandemic and I ain't heard nothing. I don't remember a freestyle. I don't remember.
Bro,
a
he's
in jail. Like I don't like.
He's doing his thing, man.
That's just me. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay, this doesn't count, but I'm kind of I know it had to happen, but recently we were able to get a lot of Big Crit onto streaming platforms.
Facts.
But with clearances and stuff like that, he had to change some shit around. And don't get me wrong, I'm not disappointed. It just don't feel right. And so now I kind of wish he just left me with the mixtape stuff, but I know financially and stuff like that for him, it makes the most sense. But
you don't have the mixtapes anymore?
So I can get them, but once, you know my technology situation, it was more so once everything went, I never really went back to revisit it because I had so much music I had to catch up on trying to get back. It was almost like I'm just gonna start fresh. Whatever's in my iCloud is in my iCloud, and I get it when I get to it.
I seen some Crit fans say the same thing. Like
say what though?
The same thing, same exact thing that AJ said. Like the changes that he made, they just wish he wouldn't have. They wished he wouldn't have put it out. Period. If you were gonna make some of the changes, but we understand why it was put out. So
absolutely, I understand why it was put out. What I will say is just with
I think he had to.
Right? No, he had to make those changes
to get the masters for it. It gotta be somewhat a little bit different technically.
Absolutely. What I'm saying is, with Crit being his own sole producer and stuff like that, it almost seemed as if the ear wasn't the same. And some of the stuff, you just listen to it and you think of it differently. But I think that's only because we've had the original. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you have that original and you get that remake,
but some of the stuff he left original. But I mean, like the track listen definitely was different. Like Return of Forever is completely different.
Right.
And it was way longer. It had a lot of short songs on there that he definitely just didn't keep. But regardless, I'm gonna just take what it is because like I used to have to use that piff to get those. You feel me? And so I'm gonna take it on Apple Music if I can.
I mean, some of the joints I already had, so I wasn't really pressed to go like re-get them. You know what I'm saying? It was one joint that I didn't have, and so I wouldn't even know the difference if it was a difference.
For the prequel, I think that's the same.
So it was like I was cool, like I said, but
And I think he turned 12 for 12 to a style not for free.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that was a mixtape. Yeah. And he was rapping over other people's shit. Yeah. And I think, man, that would have just been he would have been better off just keeping. But to me, it was a mixtape though. And so to me, I think you just better off keeping that as a mixtape. And I understand you are trying to get your stuff on all streaming platforms. But
that's it. So once you understand, you shouldn't even.
I understood that.
You shouldn't
And
even
that's
did it
why I
to
went and
yourself.
downloaded every single one.
Yeah,
I'm about to go try, but best believe I'm gonna go try and find every single one.
I said you shouldn't
That's a
even did it
motherfucking
to
fact.
yourself.
You're right. You're
That
right. You're
piff,
right.
bro.
All
They
right,
on
well,
that
let's get
piff.
it.
Let's go.
All right. Jamar Chase 5 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. All of y'all, come on, Eric. You told me we was fucking up Joe Burrow's career, and he can't throw the ball to Jamar Chase because he'd be going laying on his back with a blown ACL and MCL again. Eric, can you please bring your ass to the stage? I heard you just say I was a Drake lookalike, so now let me come on up here, Rex Ryan. Let me talk to you. I need to know what happened, because once again, like I've said before, I never said that we would make a mistake by not drafting Penei Sewell but going for Jamar Chase. I want to know, did we still make a mistake? Because guess what, Penei Sewell balled out, but one thing I can say, our offensive line, those
held
tackles,
up. They held up, man.
those tackles where Penei Sewell would have been playing. Oh, now it's one game. Oh, it's always one game. But when it was in preseason, games that don't matter, everybody had a whole bunch of shit to say, but now it's always one game. What
you can say the same for Penei Sewell.
What did we talk about when we talked about Torrey and everybody talking about is one game? That's some shit a loser would say, right? Come on now, don't it's one game me now.
You know what's the beauty of this is, and I'm loving every moment, is because those same people that had something to say was nowhere to be found. And I'm sitting there like, they was posting articles, clips, everything about Jamar Chase, looking for AJ, and AJ didn't duck not one person.
And I told every single person, I'm gonna holler at you on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And what Joe Burrow say?
He say, I thought
Make
he dropped
it
rain. It was like I said, it was fun. Like it was beautiful to watch. Actually, watching you all, because I'm rooting for you guys. I want success for your team, because
the NFL is better with the Bengals winning, man.
I have no problem. I have nothing, no dog and no race over there. I'm just good. I just want to see my guy happy. So I was impressed with what I've seen. And you went against a decent team.
I was definitely impressed.
The Vikings are no slouches, and one of those, you can't just poo-poo this win, this victory. Took it to overtime. It was some mistakes. It was
we should have never went to overtime. That was a bad coaching decision.
It was a hard fought. It was
it was those blocking game. It was those non-blocking tight ends, man.
The funny thing about they went up. They say they talk about your offensive line. You went against a good, above
pass
average
rush.
Defensive line, on all levels, the defensive tackle, defensive ends, like that was a good defensive line. That was good. So it was like you were tested week one, and you showed, and everybody showed up. Like I understand why you're happy,
100%.
And Joe Burrow, man, just coming off that injury, he looked good, man. Mm-hmm. He didn't look like he had limitations.
And remember, it was a whole bunch of people sending me memes and posts about Joe Burrow, how bad he looked in camp. And I kept telling everybody, those are install days. On those install days, you're only running a couple plays, and you're gonna keep running them over and over and over. And guess what? The defense starts to know, okay, they're running this. I know I can break on this route. I know I can cheat on here. And guess what?
You have to learn what not to do in practice sometimes. Like in Madden and practice.
Don't worry, Mark. I'll talk about you too, because ain't shit changing.
Throw it at on this play. You feel me, Hill? Because it's like if you throw it here, it's gonna be picked. So it's like in practice, you learn those things. That's why it's called installment days. Because even in high school, we did that. Where you, like AJ said, you get 3 or 4 plays that are new that you're gonna be running this week. That's a part of the game plan, and you just hammer them out, and you trying to learn all the wrinkles to them. So it's like, of course, it's not going to look like what it's going to look like when we're just going against an opponent that doesn't know what we're doing. And the defense on these days, they start to see it over and over. So it's like, of course, they're playing it good.
We got some. We just giving out our own. We just giving out our own week one thoughts. That's all we do. That's what we doing. I just want to know.
I mean, I still have some more if you want me to keep going.
I want to go right. I just want to go right quick.
Go ahead.
Because that bad man, he looked that damn bad.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
your boy
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers, your boy
he
Aaron
definitely
Rodgers.
did. He definitely did.
What's the problem? I'm confused. I thought it was the last dance. I thought he was ready to go out on, he posting pictures. He ready. He's back. He back with Pat
Mhm.
McAfee every Tuesday doing
Mhm.
shows, doing interviews. I thought the bad man was back. I thought all he had to do was show up. And they was gonna be good.
Yeah,
Who fault was that? Because
he is.
if you
That's
seen
100% his.
if you seen the interceptions that he threw, don't try to blame it on the receivers.
Oh, I'm not
Don't try
blaming.
to blame it on he didn't have help this time. He didn't have this and that.
I'm not blaming it on
That
nobody.
game was all Aaron Rodgers, and he looked
Yeah,
bad.
he brought bad energy in there, man. The way he performed, the way he
You know what I'm saying?
acted and carried himself all summer, all off season, it was bad energy, man.
But you
And
thought he
some
was
of that
just gonna
stuff,
show up.
yeah.
Mhm.
So if
You thought
you're gonna do all of that, you have to show up.
they could have lost. You know what I'm saying?
But you
They
should have
they
showed
could have.
up.
But you end up getting they end up pinching that man. You getting blown
Yeah,
out that bad. They
yeah,
had to put in Jordan Love.
yeah.
And like I
It was
said,
3 points when he got benched. I couldn't believe it.
it's
Yeah.
only week
I've
one. That's
never
why
seen that.
it's only week one. That's why I'm going as hard as I can
No
because next week
touchdowns.
he may throw
Aaron
5
Rodgers.
touchdowns tomorrow. You know,
Yeah, and
Be better.
what I will say is
Be better.
as much as this was a terrible performance, it happens. This was probably one of his worst games of his career.
this don't
And
happen.
no, just hear me out. And so it may be, this might be one of the worst games of his career. I think he will bounce back, and I still have them being a playoff contender. I just think it was one of those ones. It just looked terrible.
Yeah,
And
it looked bad.
at the beginning of the season last year, Brady came in, threw 2 picks against this same New Orleans team, and then they got blowed out later on in the season, and looked even worse.
They was
So
called Brady Wash last year.
Boy was looking like Arn Anderson.
So I'm not too concerned, but once again, it is like everyone saying, hey, this it counts. This goes on your record, and people are you have to do something to get this bad taste out of people's mouth. So it's on paper. So at the end of the day, they gonna keep going, or you got to come out there and change their mind, and that's all you can do.
Now that I got my hate out the way, I can go ahead and get my objectivity in here. He's infamous for the infamous relax statement.
Mm-hmm.
Relax.
Mhm.
And he said relax, and them boys had went on a tear. I don't know, they didn't win the Super Bowl that year, but they probably didn't lose another game. They went to the playoff. So that performance that he just put out, I feel bad for the rest of the league. They got to go against that.
Bro, I think they play the Lions next week.
See what I'm saying? And you see why I wouldn't got mine off, right? Why wait? Get mine off now because he about to play. Oh my God! He about to throw 6 touchdowns. Like
hey, I'm about to try and trade for him right now because boy,
listen, man.
Let's go week 1. We still in the week 1.
Look,
man.
my week 1 observation.
Oh,
y'all
wait. They play the Lions on Monday Night Football next week.
Why are the Lions on Monday Night Football?
Bro, I don't know, but
because man, everybody get a turn eventually.
They need to flex that now because that's going to be a bloodbath.
Too early for a flex.
Hey, they should have never put it on Monday night.
Yeah, never.
But I mean, it might be a good game with the way that the Packers look. So hey, you never know.
Hey, let's see.
But my week 1 observation, man, that I just wanted to say, the Eagles look way better than I thought. And I don't know if it's just because it was the Falcons or the Falcons looked that bad. But I don't know, man. They were doing what they were supposed to do. And Jalen Hurts looked pretty good, man. I was impressed. I'm not saying that the Eagles are going to go to the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying we all said that they were bottom of the barrel, and right now they're on top of the NFC East. Everybody else lost. They won. And they were favored to lose. So it's like
it was like 6 underdogs that won this week.
So
AJ, you forgot my video.
So yeah, man. I'm keeping my eye on the Philadelphia Eagles.
My thing about the Philadelphia Eagles is they definitely look way better than what we expected, and I'll touch on Atlanta after I give Philly their praise. Jalen Hurts went out there and he showed up.
And they need to be, and a lot of people need to be ashamed for quote unquote not really having full faith in Jalen Hurts. If you're gonna be so happy now, I'm not saying if
who you talking about?
Just a lot of Eagles fans and some people in general was talking about how they're not fully sold on Jalen Hurts in that building.
They had a small sample size. They had a small sample size last year, and it really wasn't that good. Like you said, all the pieces wasn't there.
Yeah,
all the pieces wasn't there, like you said. But don't get us wrong. Their preseason wasn't that good either. Like their offseason wasn't that. We wasn't hearing anything positive from the offseason. Now, like I said, if you're a fan, I'm sure that you heard otherwise. I'm sure you've seen otherwise. But outside perspective, we was not hearing anything positive. Like I said, Devontae Smith ended up getting a little nicked up. They got blown out in preseason. Like we have never. How often do we see a blowout in preseason? Like it's supposed to be backup versus backup majority of the time. Like you mean to tell me my backup is that bad? Like But I think the benefit they show what they're capable of. They show if you don't have the speed to handle.
Yeah, Kenny.
I'm proud of you, boy. If you don't have the speed to match what they're trying to do, it's going to be a long night for you. Their defense, of course, we know their front four is definitely still one of the top in the league.
And that's where it starts.
Their secondary showed up. They showed out. It's like it's nothing. Yeah. It's like I know they want me to say something bad, negative about the Eagles. It's week 1. I'm proud of how they look because, like I said, they have been disrespected all season. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Jalen Hurts is ranked at the bottom of the quarterback list.
Boy, they had people who had never started above him.
The coach was a joke. He was an afterthought.
Facts.
It is what it is. Now, like I say, once we think about it, their preseason, we didn't get to see what they were really trying to do. They just put out on film what they're going to do, what their identity is. So now, how would they adjust when teams actually have film on what they're going to do?
And like we've always said before, preseason ain't the end all be all. Preseason a lot about learning shit. Preseason a lot about trying to be vanilla while also just trying to get some good reps. And it's been teams that have won 0 games in preseason or 1 game in preseason and went on to the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
what's the shoot? There's been teams that haven't won any, like you said. So
it's just like, hey, we're not really worried about
don't mean anything.
It don't.
Those games are exhibition games. They don't count. So for you to judge the season off of that will be foolish in the first place.
You know how people do. People want to talk trash. They want to get.
They be horny for some football. That's all it is.
Some teams didn't even. Some starting quarterbacks didn't see no preseason time at all this year. So it's like, how could I look at that team and say they're going to be good or bad based off what I've seen if the starters don't play for real?
But when I said, never mind.
I know this wasn't on the list. Can we quickly talk about how bad Atlanta looked?
They look terrible. They look trash, and they look like they made a giant mistake by not getting a quarterback. You had Justin Fields in your lap, and you wanted to just go ahead and stick it out with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is cooked. Max Kellerman, you lost your job talking about that cliff that Brady was going to hit when you should have been talking about Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is shot, boy.
But see, I never was even ever sold on Matt Ryan. When he was cooking, they had pieces around him, man, and they were clicking. So it's like he could just do his thing. But now that y'all don't have the pieces that you need necessarily. You got spotty pieces here and there, but we're keying in on you. If you're supposed to be the guy, you're not performing like the guy, and you haven't been performing like the guy since the Super Bowl loss. So
maybe they should have drafted Penei Sewell.
Keep his
ass upright.
They definitely should have.
But he's just holding on. I even watched some of those sacks were not on the lineman. When you saw
on the ball.
Thank you, man. You're not supposed to block, but for so long.
That means somebody wasn't open.
Not necessarily, man. Because we sat up there and watched. Wherever I was watching football at this weekend, someone said like there'd be a lot of people open, but quarterbacks don't be seeing them. But it's like because it's like you got to be open when I'm there at my progression, and if you're not, I have to move on. So it's like it's a timing thing, so. You could be open. I could not see you, and that could lead to sacks.
It was just a bad week 1. I mean, they got a whole new defensive coordinator. Obviously, they had a whole new coaching staff. They have a whole new identity that they're trying to create. They trying to they trying to do something, but even though we don't want to overreact, it's just like they made a glaring mistake getting rid of somebody and not getting rid of the other person, not completely blowing it up. It's just like, what are we really doing here? Is this
because it's how teams falter a lot. You see it a lot in basketball also, where it's like you try to partially rebuild also while remaining a contender, and then you don't really reach the level. You kind of just plateau, and that's where it is. When you gonna blow it up, blow it up. Get rid, like just start over, start from the bottom, get rid of the culture, get rid of the pieces, get rid of any asset that you can possibly use. Because I guarantee you, they could have moved Matt Ryan in the offseason. They could have netted plenty of stuff for Matt Ryan this offseason.
Another place might be good for him.
Yeah.
Even though I think he's cooked. Sometimes a renewed start can be good. So I feel like if you almost like Ben Simmons, you needed to move him last year though, because I don't want him now, especially after week 1.
We got some. Just keep it going. It was more games now. I got a list. Don't
let me talk about him. So
don't give me my.
I just want to say this, and I'm gonna be on preview on Thursday, so I'll probably reiterate some of these things that I'm saying. Shout out to our guys.
What time y'all gonna be on?
We're gonna be on 7:30, I think, right before the game. Just 30 minutes.
All right.
But one thing, and y'all can attest to this, I have been pretty high on Taylor Heineke, and there ain't a lot of sample size for me to be high on him about. So what I've been high on him about is whenever he has came in as a starter, the offense just started moving. I remember when Alex Smith was in there, we couldn't do nothing all game. He came in and all of a sudden he moved us. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with Fitz. Fitz has not been able to score a touchdown all preseason. I know we just said preseason don't mean nothing, but you would like to see a starting quarterback be able to move to at least score. He had, I think, 3. I don't know if he played the last game, but I think the first 2 games he had multiple chances. Second game he played the whole half. Couldn't get him in the end zone, and he almost played a half. The week 1 couldn't get him into the end zone, but he was moving them. So I'm thinking it's going to break. But here's the thing about Taylor Heineke, man. He came in and immediately moved the offense. I don't know if it's the chip on his shoulder. I don't know if he understands the offense. I don't know if some of what Scott wants to do just works better with him, or if this was just old, man, because 1 sack and boom, a bad hit. Because it started hitting me when they were saying 17th year. I'm like, yo, 17th year, like if you ain't Tom Brady, you shouldn't even be here no more.
Bro, that's why I was saying, like, are we sure you want Fitz, bro? Like we've seen his movies, we've seen all that, and
But look, I say all that to say nobody's really giving Heineke a chance. I've seen something in him, and I think, I'm not saying Super Bowl or anything, I think that he needs a legitimate shot at being a quarterback. And some of the things that I've seen out of him are some of the things that I literally saw Dwayne Haskins take for granted, as far as being drafted number 1, the keys being given to you, and there's someone coming off the street and late in the season and looking more prepared than you. So if he can keep that up, I'm excited. I mean, we lost, but it wasn't Taylor's fault that we lost. He literally had us in that game. So I feel like the offense is going to be better, especially once Curtis Samuel comes back. But that's just been our luck with free agents. Also, free agents never ever pan out for us, man.
I feel if you're a Washington fan, nothing changed for you. Like your expectations should be the exact same because you knew who Fitz was. And if you listen to Candy just said he wanted a competent quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Heineke has showed you competence. Like you don't have to say he's a superstar. You don't have to say he's whatever. Like you said, he just ain't mess it up. And if that's the bare minimum that he got going on, then your expectations shouldn't vary at all. Me personally, I actually, like I said, it's the same. I'm like, I wasn't sold on Fitz for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor gonna have to show me. Let him show me. Now, if he shows me, things may change from my opinion. My thing is, I know who Ryan Fitzpatrick is. He wasn't about to come in here, and change his stripes. He wasn't going to be. He was going to be Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's why I was never sold on him. I'm not a fan. I don't have to be sold. I don't know who Tyler Heineke is. I've seen him. I've seen all positive. You know what I'm saying? But can I get a full game? Can I get what I just say about the Eagles?
Facts. No, that's 100%
can the NFL
fair, bro.
get some film on him, see what he like to do, see what he dislike, see what he dislike, see what he can and cannot do, and see what we take it away and see how they adjust. That's all I want to know. But if I'm a Washington fan, my expectations ain't changed. I feel the same exact way.
What I want to say is real quick. I know this is just week one, and to me, this isn't an overreaction to week one. To me, this is more so of a confirmation to what I've believed. Everybody who was putting Josh Allen in the top 5 in that elite category, I need that to be walked back, especially if you telling me, especially if you tell it. No, especially if you telling me that Lamar Jackson. No, if you telling me that Lamar Jackson can't throw, and Josh Allen he's leaps and bounds above Lamar Jackson. I never believed it because he had the greatest jump in production we have ever seen. And now you telling me I know it's the Steelers. I know that they have a great defense.
I'm not poo-pooing that.
But you top 5, you elite. Be elite.
But
Not 5 yards per
attempt.
You didn't
have that out of a game for you to be
51 passes and you only completing that 5 yards.
Some of that's gotta go on coaching. If you're throwing 51 times, AJ, what you think you're gonna have a 30 per yard average?
7.
No way, because defense is going to be
7
in a deep zone now because you're passing every daggone down, bro. You're gonna have to come underneath of us.
You're back under 60% completion. You're back to okay. I'm saying is last year wasn't enough for me to put him put him in the top 5.
And I'm cool with you saying that.
That's all
I'm saying is if last year a whole year wasn't good enough for him to get into the top 5, then 1 week shouldn't be enough for us to say that he ain't.
But what I'm saying is, for me,
I feel like the 1 year should still be out.
But he had 2 other years to try and climb up the ranks. So you can't go from 17, 18 to 5. That's crazy to me.
But what I'm saying is, bro, he didn't have that bad of a game like you're saying. You see what I'm saying? So he still produced as a quarterback. Did he have the best weekend?
What I'm talking about is the standard. The standard that they hold Lamar to as a quarterback.
For Aaron Rodgers, you just said that it's week 1. I know that's Aaron Rodgers. He's earned that right. But what I'm saying is, can we at least see? You're saying like it's finite. Like he's proven to you that he's not.
And the funny thing about it,
and I don't think that's fair, bro. That's all.
The funny thing about it, in my exact notes, I said I can read them. Buffalo, and I put in all cap, has to find some type of running game.
Thank you, man. They set them up.
They have to, and I get what you said. Like last year might be an anomaly of greatness, like you said. That jump that he made was great. I understand. I'm not even taking away none of your points. Your points are great. Your points are great. But they got to find some type of running game, bro. That is pathetic. They got to find something.
But here's my thing. I understand that, and I'm with that. But we've been saying, hey, the Ravens got to find the number 1. And it's almost like, no, he just can't throw the ball. But my whole thing is, it's not about just you need. There's some. Go ahead.
But we've been patient with the Ravens. We have. So
this is my. I think you're making your. I'm not going to accuse you. I'm going to get you to clarify why we can't look at two of these things separately.
Because
stop. No. I know what they doing. No, not what they doing.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I'm talking. But I
Thank you.
want. I want what
Thank
you to
you,
do is
Okay.
look at. Can we look at Josh Allen and can
Hill.
we
Josh Allen.
and look at Josh Allen and look at
Of course.
and I think
And
what we got to do. I
you
think what we
know,
also got to do is we got to change our because we like to scout. We like to do what we do for college people. We got to change what we thought about them coming out of college and for what we actually see the results is.
Mhm.
It's like okay, boom. We wasn't sold on Josh Allen coming out of college. I get it. Neither was I.
And
But
he's overperformed that,
but he
man.
overperformed in the NFL.
Consistently.
So it's time to see. It's now to critique him for what we actually see the results are. And like I said, I get it. I know it's hard. It's hard to because what we hear is one thing, and you try to differentiate from the next thing. I get it, but can we look at this one and then we look at this one? Because we can talk about it. We got a Ravens question, you know,
one hundred
and we're
percent.
gonna, we can say
I'm
that.
down.
But they
The
got to
reason,
get a running game, bro.
of course, 100%. They definitely have to get a running game. They need to find something with Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, whatever the case may be.
Or go get somebody to do something.
Go get somebody something. And one of the big steps that they had last season was they really just retooled that offensive line and they were really doing some work. So once again, like I said, I know they were playing the Steelers and Cam Hayward is gonna fuck up your run.
And let's talk about it.
Just as if, in the as you told me that, in that Buccaneers Cowboys game, it was like, hey, we don't have Zach Martin. This defense, like Sue, Vita Vea, all them boys, they push the shit back. So we gonna try and pass to maybe see if that'll open up the run.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that may have been their mindset, but you also can't the running game isn't just like instant gratification. Sometimes you're gonna have to eat those
You gotta
1
stick
yard.
to it.
You're gonna have to eat those 1 yard gains, that
You have
2
to.
yard loss and stuff like that. But you gotta keep pushing because
But they're
as we
not the
see,
only team that did that. It's like we're in a new
100%.
era of pass. Like we ain't never seen this type of pass happy.
regardless, Kevin Stefanski got it right. He
But
know,
multiple players with 50 passing attempts in a week. Like they thought that when Don Coryell was doing it and people were throwing 17 to 21 times that was airing it out, bro. Like, no, this is the airing it out era, bro. And so it's like, I was looking at that. It was like, yo, some of these running backs that we know are good just aren't getting touches just because teams want to air it out. I don't. Chicks dig the long ball. They always have. But it's like, come on.
They was on Derrick Henry head.
Let's talk about. We had the like I said, we put the mailbag questions on all our social media, and I got Curtis Hayes.
Well, dang, before we got to the mailbag, I wanted to talk about. Can we talk about that game last night, though?
We're gonna get there. Because we about to substitute one, and we're gonna put that in. We're gonna get there. Call an audible, baby. You know what I'm saying? Slide the two eyes.
Delilah.
Like I said, I got Curtis Hayes. He wanted us to talk about the Steelers defense. And you know what's funny with, and I always laugh at Steelers fans when they say they get disrespected, and they do. Nobody cares about it.
They not used to people talking bad about them.
And that's what it is. That's literally what it is.
But I don't think they was listening fully. They was disrespecting the offense. They were disrespecting the offensive line. They had questions about Big Ben's age. They had questions about the offensive line. I don't think anybody questioned his defense.
Nobody.
Yeah,
I don't think and I think they improved their defense.
And they got Devin Bush back.
Yeah.
So I think that, but this defense showed out. I mean, come on.
They extended.
And I need to address Mark real quick because he said he wants me to address my Steelers hate, and I feel like I just called the offense. Like y'all, nobody knew what your offensive line was going to be. Your offensive line and an aging Ben Roethlisberger, and you went out and drafted a running back. That ain't the recipe for success, especially if that's how y'all was coming at me. Oh, our offensive line was this, and that. Yeah, y'all got a patchwork ass offensive line. I've never said, hey man, y'all defense is gonna get torched. Y'all defense is trash. Y'all gonna be some shit. No, your defense is gonna win. Like your defense is gonna keep you in some games. I just don't know if your offense is going to be able to hold up throughout the season to win you some games because Ben Roethlisberger is known to get hurt.
And he's old, man.
And
Let's be
he's
real.
old.
You have a rookie running back. You have a old quarterback. Like, there's questions, man.
I understand their logic, though. I understand that they tried to upgrade their running back position so they can
I understand.
they can have a running game so they can preserve
I
this defense because they know this defense is the bread and butter. I
but
understood
there's
the logic.
still question marks, is what I'm saying. So
It's definitely question mark.
this is what
On
I had
the
to
offense.
realize. The
Yeah,
realization
on the offense, I've never.
when we put our picks out there, and the Steelers fans started coming for me, and it's like they want to be in the mix every single year. It's like you don't ever want someone to say, God forbid, you won't make it this year. It's like, come on, y'all got to stop that. And this is strictly to the Steelers fans. Y'all got to do better than that, man. Like, come on, like y'all know y'all got some question marks yourselves.
49ers
Be glad that you got the win, but don't act like y'all don't have question marks about this year. Y'all are more nervous than ever. And if that wasn't true, then our bro, who's in our Madden League, who's a diehard Steelers fan, would not have traded for Justin Herbert to get rid of Ben already. And he loves Ben. So I know that was hard for him to do. So it's like, y'all got questions.
It
man.
wasn't hard for him to do because he knew the truth. If he wanted to win, he said, "Hey,
put Booby in."
Put Booby in." But we gonna see how that shit work because he got me on the schedule tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
For Madden, so we gonna see.
Hey, I need you to
gonna
put
put that shit to the test.
Oh, you got right. Immediately.
I got two more things in my week one notes. If y'all got anything, y'all can go ahead before I
go. Go ahead. No, get your stuff off, man.
Titans, what was that?
Oh, man.
I mean, what was that from all aspects?
Let me find Ro. He ain't in the comments.
Ro been doing too much talking, bro. And I forgot what Ro said up here about the Titans that was just disgusting.
I mean, everything about it was like they wasn't ready to play. Yeah. I mean, Derrick Henry, that first half was abysmal. His whole game was very mediocre.
All right, cut the cap. Yeah. Read that.
It says, but we just praised another for almost the same, but okay, and we won the division last year, and we get treated like the Bengals. There's no way y'all get treated like the Bengals. Who treats y'all like the
Bengals?
Bro, quit fucking crying. Ain't no fucking way.
There's no way you get treated like the Bengals.
Yeah,
come on. I was with you.
And we just said that there's question marks. Like you
we didn't say y'all would have a top 5 pick.
You know that there's question marks, Mark. Ben Roethlisberger is old. Like, what are y'all going to do at quarterback?
Nobody has to tell us about the pass rush. We knew that.
We've praised y'all defense. We've not talked about y'all defense. We've not said anything about y'all defense. Okay, all our questions have come about the offense.
You know what? Because nobody had Buffalo's defense that ranked that high, did we? Did anybody have Buffalo?
No. People were drafting the Steelers defense high in all of our fantasy leagues. Like,
but how did Buffalo's defense look against the Steelers? They looked awesome, right? Because of what?
Yeah, because the offense has
questions.
Exactly.
Right? Post what Eric just put.
But it's only week 1. Like I said, they got the win. Get the win. I don't care. Like I said, get the win.
Win ugly, it don't matter.
Figure it out after you got the win. And like I said, but nobody definitely disrespected the defense, and y'all definitely not get treated like the Bengals. Mark, you better than that. You better than that, brother.
The Bengals been treated. They've been down for decades, bro.
Bro, like, they posted about. I saw national outlets post about a giraffe named Joe Burrow dying just to further push the stigma that we caused the death of a giraffe named Joe Burrow. Come on, bro. Don't nobody talk about y'all.
Well, can we
Well, you had something else for week. You had something else for week 1 here.
We got cut off by the Titans.
You said 2. You had 2. You said you had 2.
No, we still on these Titans.
Yeah, I never got to the Titans.
Bro, because
they look bad in all aspects. Though I mean, Ryan Tannehill looked bad. Julio looked bad. AJ looked bad. Derrick Henry looked bad. The defense.
Taylor Lewan, bring your bitch ass to the stage.
He said it. I mean, the coaching was bad. The secondary was bad. Everything, the whole aspect, it didn't look like they came to play. Now, who had the Cardinals going to the playoff? I think we had the Cardinals going to the playoff. Wild card.
Yeah, y'all do.
Cool.
AJ.
Okay, cool. I still wasn't that damn sold on the Cardinals for
I
them
didn't
to
have
come
the
out the
Cardinals.
lookout like that.
No.
They look good.
AJ didn't
You
have the
feel what I'm
Cardinals
saying?
in the wild
Well,
card.
They look.
I literally just looked at our page and
I
I
had
seen the
one.
Cardinals twice,
I didn't think I was the only one.
and I didn't remember putting them. So
I
it
know you
had to
did.
be AJ.
Oh, well, okay. Don't worry. Keep going. I'm gonna look
All
this
I'm
up.
saying is they look legit. You know what I'm saying? Defense
Cannon,
legit.
you did see the Cardinals twice.
He got him. That boy.
Oh boy.
Regardless. But the
Oh,
Cardinals
man.
definitely look good. Kyler looked good. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is still DeAndre.
He's still DeAndre Hopkins.
Ridiculous, man.
Christian Kirk. Who told us about Christian Kirk? I mean, somebody.
I've been high on him since he came into the league.
I know, but you ain't pick him as a fantasy sleeper though.
I tried to. I didn't know because I feel like Rondell Moore. I feel like I like that whole receiving core.
Yeah,
I just don't
definitely.
know. I just didn't know if Cliff is gonna let Kyler drop back and sling it like he had been, but he is. So now I'm kind of sold.
How was that Bud Dupree pass for? It was non-existent.
Oh yeah,
It was not it, and I know what you're trying to do because you're still a fan. So
exactly.
But like I said, it was non-existent. I was disappointed.
He's trying to say that the Steelers they made him.
They make another.
Exactly.
My last week one thought though, I'm gonna go ahead and I may be on whatever by myself on this island by myself. Yo, can we stop the two quarterback system? Like I don't give a damn if you got to
never
stop that. They got to stop that right now.
Listen,
stop
when has
that
ever been good?
Right.
That's
First
the
off,
dumbest thing in the world, bro.
If you're running in the NFL, if you are running this 2 quarterback system, you know that the person on your bench is better. You just can't fully commit.
Yeah,
and that's
a waste of time.
Justin Fields will unlock that Chicago Bears offense, unlike Andy Dalton, because you see what David Montgomery's doing. Give Justin Fields that back there with those RPOs, and it's going to
open it up.
Going to give him easy throws. It's going to open up easy lanes for David Montgomery. And like I said last episode, now they have to guard all 11. They can't just. It's not 10 on 11 because their quarterback is there as a statue. And I feel the same. Like y'all know, I was high on Trey Lance, and I feel the same in San Francisco. Yo, put Trey Lance in. Yes, you are a super. What?
Sit him down.
Okay. Here's my thing. I get you
because they're winning.
Don't do both.
Yeah,
don't do both.
Pick one. Pick one. If you, I get what you. I mean,
just pick one.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but pick one and run with it. This 2-back quarterback system because and like I said, and Mariota last night. Ooh, it shocked this one time that.
But it got his ass. He was hurt. I don't care if they put it in the report. He got up gimpy, and you know he did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we know that. Yeah, that's why they didn't see it again. You know what I'm saying? It just like it doesn't make sense. Like, they get the defense something to prepare for during the week. Prepare for what? We know when the next quarterback coming, he about to run. About to run and do RPO.
This is my thing. And here's my thing. Matt Nagy, you are not that creative on offense. We know your book. We know your history. You are not that creative on offense. So you might need this other dimension to open up your offense. Remember Nick Foles was talking about they knew what the fuck we was about to call?
And I know it was a bad matchup for them going against the Rams week 1. I knew it was a bad matchup because they have a ferocious defense.
They could have won, bro, if they would have played Justin Fields.
The thing is, though, some of those throws that Andy was making were just so contested. They were so tight. They had to be perfect throws. That's why they was tipping off people. They was, it was like, can we get a chance to see something else?
But this is why.
So if you put Justin Fields in the dynamic of him running,
it opens up a lot of things. Yeah,
at least hold a linebacker or something.
Did Andy Dalton do anything to make you feel like
no?
Yeah, we still got a chance.
Absolutely not. And this is why I don't like the 2 quarterback system. Right. First of all, you definitely need a backup quarterback just in case something like Fitz happens. So it's like, all right, you bring Mariota in, right? You run him on that run play. He gets a long run. Now he's gimpy, right? Now Carr comes back in. If something were to happen to Carr, But now Mariota's gimpy. Now we down both our quarterbacks that we dressed tonight. Then what? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop doing that. You got to go with one quarterback at a time. I've seen Colt McCoy and then Kyle go down back to back.
That happened last year to Daniel Jones and Colt McCoy.
It can happen.
So here's my thing. Another reason why, hey, Nagy, you on your last leg.
Mm-hmm.
You starting Andy Dalton, and I just from personal history know that when Andy Dalton get pressure, it's over. Any plans you had, kill him. And so guess what? Now y'all cut Charles Leno, a starter, before the season.
Thank you
for your rookie draft pick.
Thank you.
Who was considered a first round pick, who fell to the second round because he had injury concerns.
Yeah.
And then guess what? He has back surgery for those injury concerns. Mm-hmm. Now you are out of a right tackle. You just putting some shit together. And guess what? You starting Andy Dalton. Like, I understand you want to preserve your young quarterback and you don't want to throw him out there in the fire, but guess what? You preserving this man for the next one.
Hey, thank you, Leno.
You warming up. You teaching this woman all these tricks for the next man. That's what you're doing.
But what did we say about Atlanta? We say they should have blew it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem in Chicago is the fact that they tried to penny pinch, nickel and dime this thing, got rid of a few key players because they wanted to get up. They wanted to lower the cap, but you still want to compete. It was like, which one you really want to do?
Why are you trying to lower the cap when this shit is going to blow up next year?
You feel what I'm saying? They end up got rid of Kyle Fuller. He goes to Denver. You get rid of your lineman, like you said, Andy running for his life. And I'm more disappointed in. I know Andy is Andy. I get it.
I have something to say here about this. Yeah, he guaranteed Andy that he was going to start,
and he did
before they had Justin Fields. Yeah,
no, but he did already. He never said, "I guarantee you're going to start all season." That was not what it said. No, he said, "I guaranteed you're going to start," and promise fulfilled.
That thing was terrible, but I was more disappointed in Chicago's defense. I mean, the mental lapses that they had giving up those bombs is like.
Their corners are whack though. Like
yeah, but where was the safety?
Y'all said it was going to happen. Y'all said that's what Stafford was going to be able to do. Then ain't that what y'all said?
Bro, anybody could have did that. Like I'm not even.
I could have hit cut.
Now listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to minimize what happened. Stafford played a great game. You know what I'm saying? But those mental lapses that he had, them dudes were running wide open,
bro. And just I still ain't sold on Stafford yet. So thank you for proving my Stafford.
I didn't want to disrespect them. Like I said, I'm doing my objective thing.
You know I respect
objectivity.
But I was disappointed in that defense. But this 2-quarterback system thing.
Hey, throw that shit out the window, bro.
But I never was expecting nothing large from that secondary. So
they got good safeties though. It was just like
safeties, but you still need motherfuckers to cover.
You need corner. So that's the thing. Like if I get the free release and get to come at you and start setting you up 10 yards in advance, it's gonna be hard to cover, man. So it's like
nobody was around. They wasn't even like 10 yards close. Like this, you couldn't even dive and make it presentable. Like you couldn't even trip. Like make it like I tripped. Like you was nowhere near close. Like this is terrible.
Man, Jefferson got up and scored.
You feel what I'm saying? Caught the ball, tripped.
I ain't seen the person get up and score.
Shit!
You're like, they ain't touched
me. Time.
They ain't touched me. And it could like, come on, man, that's terrible.
Look like Ezel running down the street. Man, you had one more, Hill?
No, that was it. That was my 2.
All right. So we're gonna go to America's favorite game show, or we gonna run this 2-minute offense?
I don't know, man. Caddy, you got some America's favorite? You got some?
What?
You got one.
Well, we can run this 2 minutes.
All right. Well, hold on. Let's answer this. Let's answer the quick question that we got right here. How do y'all feel about the automatic review? Eric like it.
I mean, you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Like, get it right. Because at the end of to me, that's what it's for. Like, the refs have been fucking shit up on the field for a long time. And if y'all gonna have the review in New York anyway, I don't see why you gotta even do that. Just review it real quick, get it right, and let's go.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of getting the calls right. That's all I'm,
Facts.
even though they didn't get the call right against my team, but it is what
I
it
was about to
is.
say I still seen some bad calls, but
I mean, of course, but
it
to me,
wasn't
that's
reviewed. Like I
yeah.
said, they can only overturn a review. So it's like, it is what it is. But like I said, if it's gonna be a review,
I
get it
did want
right.
to say this about your game, No Hill. That definitely was pass interference. But what I will say, it's not that it's not called a lot either way sometimes.
They
And
No,
called it
it's not.
last year against us.
It's not called on the offensive player often.
They called it
it's
last year
not, but I'm
about the
just saying,
guy.
like, even with the Saints, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they didn't get that call.
The
They didn't
Saints
get a
got
call twice in the last seconds. And so it's like that's kind of a precedent, and it goes always back to that adage. And I know you don't want to hear this, but it's like y'all can't leave it up to the refs right there. And you kind of said it in our little group message.
Yeah.
And I'm first of all, let me say I'm proud of you for texting us during the game. But you said like you was proud of your boys regardless of whatever happened, but it's like, damn, too much time for Brady. And it's like, listen, how come sometimes teams don't try to waste more time on offense?
They did try. It was like the penalty hurt. We got penalized, brought us back. It was like 30-20.
So it's like you got to try and
we had to get
do
the
both.
points.
Yeah, you got to do both.
So it's like I can't be mad for them to go in.
And I ain't mad at all, but it's just like
if they would have went for it on 4th and 6 and got it and milked the clock some more, I wouldn't have been mad either or. But at that point, I'd rather for them to go at least take the lead and hope for the best. Like I said.
Yeah.
But before that, it was
and you kind of jinx, but next time don't just concede it to Brady like that.
Bro,
I feel like
Brady.
But bro, I felt like if you hadn't said that, we might have seen something different, bro. It's like you put it out there. You feel me? You put it out there before it happened, bro. And I ain't want to say nothing in the moment. And that joint made my TV. When you said that, bro, my TV, everything messed up, bro. So I'm saying it was something.
Brady, bro. I feel you. But that was Brady.
To be quite honest, I know it's nitpicking, but that's why I was saying you gotta still lean on the run a lot that game, because now you're taking time. You're taking time off the clock. You're keeping him off the field, and like I said, you got to live with those 1 or 2 yard runs. And Zeke especially is one of those running backs who he'll be at 2 yards to carry, and next thing you know, he pop one off for 30.
Yeah,
So I think, I think you have to when you play somebody like Brady, Mahomes, and Rodgers and those guys in that echelon, you can't get caught up in trying to necessarily match their game plan. You got it. Like once they get up, if they get up, you still got to stick to what you here for. You got to keep them off the field.
I think the result of the game dictated how people really feel about the game plan. Because if you really think, not if you really think about it, but the Bucs ran less than the Cowboys, so it's like nobody's talking about let's get Leonard Fournette involved, let's get Ronald Jones involved.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the Bucs running game because I don't care about the Bucs running game in this instance. Because once again, like I said, you are trying to also keep someone else off the field, take Brady time off the clock and stuff like that. Brady don't care. Brady like, hey, whatever's working, let's do it.
Yeah.
And Dak played a hell of a game. Dak played his ass off. Dak looked like he didn't miss a beat. And if Dak keep playing like that, he gonna be the MVP.
And so my thing is for Dak, 10 more runs for Zeke, and I think you have the perfect balance there.
That might be damn near 2 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock, and that's with 10 more carries.
Man, that's and I'm definitely don't disagree with y'all, but
it was a good game plan.
It was 28 run calls.
Of course,
were made. Y'all didn't see 28 run calls because some of those they were checks, RPO.
Yeah,
it was another game.
I
and like you said, Dak was working. Dak realized what was working on the field. You're gonna keep doing what was working. Like I said, I'm not really mad at the game plan. Of course, I wanted Zeke to get more involved. I wanted Tony Pollard to be more involved. I wanted more of a balance. Even Dak said it after the game. Like you said, we want more balance. Everybody, they want more balance. You know what I'm saying? But I think the results warrants criticism because it feeds into what do you got? How do you feel about my team? Like, okay,
Hey,
we don't
man,
run the ball. We don't
like
run the
Colt-
ball. So it's like, okay, McCarthy don't never run the ball. See, you know what I'm saying? Like Zeke
I feel
don't
like
fit in
if
this
y'all ever
offense. Like
won-
you can say what you want to say because of the result. And that's how I feel about that.
And
hey,
I feel like if
Coach
y'all would
Boone
have
said,
won,
it's like Novocaine. Give it some time, it's gonna work. You got to stick with it.
I still would have wanted more carries for your premier back, even if y'all would have won by 3 points. That would have been I would have said like good win, but I'd be like, y'all gotta run the ball more so that y'all not in that position like that.
Yeah, I said early on in the game with my cousin, like, you
I
run this
definitely wanted
ball.
more runs because the run wasn't not working like they try to make it seem.
Yeah.
But I definitely understood the game plan because one is week one. You don't know what teams are going to do. 2 is Brady. And 3, the Bucks were their championship defense coming back in there. So it's like you are trying to stay away from their strength. So putting an RPO in there, and I was explaining that to Liam during the game. He wasn't understanding. I was like, bro, some of these plays are runs. I was like, they're being called because Dak is reading. I was like, he's making the right play. So I definitely get it. But sometimes you just got to take the RPO out of it as a coordinator and call a certified run play. You feel me?
Yeah. But man, what I will say is if y'all play the rest of y'all games like y'all played on Thursday, y'all gonna win a lot of games.
It was scary.
Yeah, it was don't have a moral victory,
Man, damn that.
I mean,
them motherfuckers look good, and they'll beat a whole bunch of motherfuckers.
The big dog was back here.
I know thank you. I know for a fact the people that seen that team that know they got to play us, they was a little scared.
Yeah.
They was a little scared.
I ain't gonna lie. True.
It
was scary. I'm back there like, God, leave this. How you get better?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How you look back, like, you know what I'm saying? And people were taking you in the game, like, man, look at that. And I'm sitting there like, I know, like I've been trying to tell y'all.
But I'm a Dak fan anyway.
Told you.
I can, unlike a lot of Washington fans, I can look at Dak and other players on Cowboys objectively and just see them for what they are, what their talent is, and what they can do, and just respect it as that. So Dak is elite, man.
Motherfuckers be capping.
So are y'all ready to run this 2-minute offense?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Who gonna read the questions?
I can read it because I probably read the best.
Please.
I ain't gonna argue with him. Go ahead.
All right, this one from our guy Dane Johnson. Y'all saw him on the AFC East roundup representing the Jets. We ain't give no clock.
You terrible.
Who got a clock? Who gave me a clock?
I sent you a video. Well, go ahead. We talking about.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I fucked up.
It's okay.
I blew my assignment. Let Cooper Kupp run a little bit. All right. The Ravens injury situation. How do you think they will perform with those guys being out for the season?
I mean, it's the next man up mentality. You seen Tyson Williams coming in and do his thing. Latavius Murray. So it's like they're gonna do their thing. I do feel like they got 3. They picked up 3 guys, didn't they?
Yeah, they picked
and
up.
they all got talent. So I feel like, granted, they're not as talented as the guys they had, but I feel like they were, with Lamar being on the team, just like you said about Justin Fields, those are going to open up some running lanes, especially for Murray, a veteran back who just wanted to get paid, but nobody wanted to. So now he got another prove-it opportunity to show, like, hey, it is what it is.
I think for me is the fact that I was more impressed of. I think Hollywood Brown finally gets it. Like, he was impressive last night, and then Sammy was impressive. I want to give Greg Roman some credit. I like the play calls that he was making last night. Sometimes you just got to execute. Sometimes you got to just drop back, put your foot down, and execute the ball. Yeah. They're gonna have to run the ball better because Villanueva. He was getting cut. You can see why Steelers fans was happy that he left.
Crosby ate.
He's an underrated pass rusher anyway.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's
I
because of the
believe
substance abuse kind of set him back. It's almost like Wallace, like they went out and looked for substance abuse players
that's
to
some
reach.
Raider shit right there, boy.
Yeah, and rebuild them. But it's like, boy, last night he was like a machine. Even on the plays that he didn't make the play, he
He was
was
still
causing
there.
disruption. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even still, I mean, the pressure on his side was just anybody was just eating. Everybody was eating. So
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's an adjustment for him. He's primarily played on the left side, and now he's on the
Mhm.
right side. So give him some time. Like I said, it's week 1, but that's a cause for concern.
Yeah.
But I do like what Greg Roman was trying to do offensively with the pass. I know Mark Andrews wasn't really involved like we're accustomed to seeing, but I think they're gonna be okay. I know AJ's worried though.
Leatherwood held up.
Yeah.
I watched him. Leatherwood held up, man.
With all the penalties that he was got, boy, it was looking trash.
Bro,
I don't know what
they
type of
won
hole
the
that you was
game.
looking
They
at.
won the game.
They won the game.
I was upright for most of the day. Like, would you want a penalty? If it's a rookie lineman, right? Would you rather him give up a holding call or a sack?
Oh, give up the holding.
Exactly. Why you figure out how to not do that, and in the clutch,
No technique.
he was able to not do that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like that's not bad. I mean, granted, it still was a reach, but I feel like they make it. They might make it work.
Hey,
he's a grinder.
Ryan talking fool for that.
Before I read this next question, 2-minute drills up. We got to get better. We got to practice this shit.
Because we didn't have the clock. I told you.
Yeah, that's
if we had a clock,
yeah.
I felt okay. I'm gonna say what I got to say.
Yeah.
We called timeout.
Yeah.
We got 3 of them things.
Yeah, we had 3 timeouts and TV.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric, since we see you here, I'm gonna read yours, man. Trevor Lawrence. Is it first game jitters or signs of times to come?
I mean, it got better as the game went along.
And
I think it's his first game jitters. I mean,
Yeah.
God damn, man. Like
what more you want from it? 3 touchdowns still. They did better than Aaron Rodgers yesterday. So it's like, hey.
and here's my thing. It ain't like they didn't have the first overall pick. The team ain't that good.
Thank you, man.
Yes, they have some pieces that on paper you look and be like, all right, that's cool. But this is also football, and this is also the ultimate team game. And say what you want, Tyrod Taylor ain't trash, bro.
Yeah,
so
bro.
Tyrod Taylor is known to go out there and not make no mistakes and do his job. He's always got the raw end of the deal. When he was in Buffalo, he got that team to the playoffs. He made that happen. Wasn't nobody thinking about Buffalo. You get what I'm saying? So that Tyrod Taylor ain't trash. Tyrod Taylor, say what you want. Tyrod Taylor was a starting quarterback in Los Angeles until they stuck a needle in this man's lung.
But he didn't look good. He didn't look good.
He didn't look good.
But we never got to see him.
But
he didn't look like he did this first game.
But wait, that was also a COVID year. He was on a new team, didn't have no offseason.
No,
he didn't have no preseason. Well, okay, you're right. He got there the year before that.
Yep, and he know the system.
Okay, so he know the system, but still,
they still punctured his lung, man. I don't care.
Whoa! I'm not defending that part. I'm just saying that first game that he played because it was against Cincinnati, if I recall, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But
he did not look good.
He didn't look good, but had they not punctured his lung, he was going to start next week, and who knows what could have happened.
He was the starter, period. What I'm comparing all the week ones.
Okay,
the week 1 in Houston versus the week 1 in LA were totally different. The boy looked good. The boy looked like everything that you say he was.
No problem.
But last year, but you talking about the offense. Name somebody on the defense for the Texans right now. 5, 4.
They traded the only motherfucker I knew.
Yeah,
God
exactly. That's why I asked you. Come on now. It was supposed to have been a mirror match. Trash versus trash. And only one team really looked trash.
Yeah.
These boys are still fighting for the number 1 overall pick. Both of these teams.
100%. And once again, that also takes me back to I was never sold on Urban coming to the NFL. Yeah, he was a proven winner, but he was a proven winner in college. This shit is a completely different game. And that team didn't look prepared. They didn't look bought in. They didn't look like they were ready. And they just looked all around bad. Because once again, like you said, hey, bro, you got David Culley on the other side of the field. Someone who nobody even thought he would ever be a head coach. He got that because hey, we need a fall guy. But it's professionals on the other side of the field too. And so at the end of the day, yeah, Urban, you got some pedigree, you got some winning, history in your back pocket. But
this is my thing. How can
that was checkers, bro? This chess.
Well, how can you retire because you need more time, but then come back and take a job that consumes even more time than the job that you had before?
Because he always leaves like a thief in the night. He don't never just need some time. He trying to escape some murder cases on his team. He's trying to escape some scandals on his team. Anything. It's almost like Pete Carroll when he left USC because he knew some shit was coming. Every time he leave, he knew some shit coming.
The stuff that be coming in college a lot of times is that's like the stuff that was coming for Pete Carroll was
Urban had some bodies.
Urban had bodies. Like that's why I said most of the time. But that's why I quickly brought up Pete Carroll. Like that stuff that they wanted, bro. Are you serious?
Man, give Reggie his Heisman back, bro.
My quarterback's dad helped me pay my rent. Like, bro, what I to this day I don't see nothing wrong with that, bro.
You ain't gonna never see it.
To this day, bro, what's wrong with someone paying someone's rent who can't afford it? And if we don't pay his rent, then he's not gonna be here. Then what?
We'll be here all night, bro. We gonna be here all night, bro. But thing about Trevor, I think Trevor gonna be all right. It was his first game. He gonna be all right, man. I ain't worried about it.
I'm not worried about Trevor. I'm worried about their team around him.
They need we're not saying nothing about the team. The team is trash. The team is trash. But Trevor's gonna be all right. Trevor's gonna be all right. What we got next?
All right. I don't know who asked this question, but they said the next one. Eric. He asked about New Orleans. Are they the real deal with Jameis and the deep ball?
One word. LASIK. You tell me, was it real?
And once again, we've said it when Jameis threw those 30 picks and then they got rid of him. Brady came. Hey, it's the Aryan systems. Sean Payton said, hey, we're not going to really put you in a whole bunch of situations where you can make a lot of mistakes. Let's not forget. Yeah, say what you want about Jameis. It's a reason Jameis went number 1 overall. Jameis has talent. Jameis has arm talent. Jameis
cannot do an interview. He cannot. He does not have interview talent, bro.
Hey, whoever is the Saints PR team, they scrubbed that video off the internet. I was on Twitter trying to find that video, and it is nowhere on Twitter.
What?
That Jameis interview video, they scrubbed that video off of Twitter for copyright reasons.
Ain't no problem.
But yeah, I do think Eric said there's too many drills turning.
They was prepared.
Don't the NFL 2-minute drill take forever too?
Oh yeah, we had some commercial breaks.
I ain't never seen a 2-minute drill that beat the clock.
Yeah,
but absolutely. And we in overtime anyway. We tied it up. But
I think they're gonna be all right though. But like
I don't think they'll win the division. But I think especially if this defense looks like it's real. Hey, Jameis. Like we said, but before then, Jameis threw 30, but he also threw 30 touchdowns and led the league in passing. And before that, he had never had a 20+ interception season. So he got talent.
The thing about it is, we're gonna chuck it up for week 1 for the Packers. We just got to chuck it up for the same time for the Saints on the other side. Like
100%. Like so, I'm not saying because once again, Jameis wasn't perfect. And like I said, if this defense is what we think it is, and so. They have some. Like I said, I didn't say they're going to win the division, but they're not going to be last.
Yeah, I just think that deep ball is going to be real.
Yeah, and he's always had that.
Yeah, it's definitely open. That's an element that they haven't had in years.
Yeah,
for the last 3 for sure.
100%, because Drew Brees was grunting when he was throwing.
Even Drew Brees said it. So
exactly. So, and I'm just going to combine these last two because. This is
the last 2 we already did. So I mean, the one from Curtis we already did. Still is
so what you want? I know you said you had a sub.
We did it. We talked about the Ravens already.
Oh well, then let's get the fuck out of here.
We got the We still got to talk about. Well, we did talk about. Well, shouts out to Fitness 10 times. My guy AB. He just wanted to show love to you. He actually wanted to show love to your Bengals, and he was acting like the Steelers was being disrespected again. What he said
100%.
was they were the least two talked about teams in the division. What he's saying is the Browns
It's
and the Ravens are
time for
getting.
y'all to be least talked about. Embrace it. And that's my thing. Like, oh, y'all been the most talked about for the last 15, 20 years. Like, in 1 year, God forbid, y'all aren't the most talked about and y'all got a problem with that. Bro, deal with it. Take some of those question marks away and we'll put y'all right back. But right now, y'all got question marks. Congrats on week 1 win, though.
Bro, there's plenty of teams that have question marks in the NFL. It's okay to have question marks.
It's all good, man. But shouts out to the Steelers, man. Y'all got week 1, which was a tough one. I don't think plenty of people had y'all winning. So
I didn't. So shout out to that.
So yeah. Hey, both of my Super Bowl teams lost. So hey, so how that go?
Mine won.
Hey, look, I need wins in every single fantasy league next week. Come on, man.
Bro,
I need it. I'm speaking into existence.
You playing me in one of them, so you know that's another L. You can go ahead and chuck that up.
Please.
Chuck
I'm playing both.
up.
I got you in the joint. I got AJ in the joint.
Oh.
So that's pretty much 2 wins right there.
Oh, you just saying that like we easy.
Book
it, right?
Okay.
Right.
Book it.
Because hold on, let me go ahead before.
Who you got invested the best?
It don't even matter. Book that too.
Book it. 3 there you go.
Go ahead and book, and you can book the Giants for us on Thursday night too.
Let's go. Let's get it.
You feel me? I'm trying to be like AJ next week.
You know it.
That's hard to do, bro.
Talk that talk.
All right, Eric, we about to get up out of here real quick, bro.
Yeah.
We definitely.
We definitely gonna post that in the group. I posted it in the group for you.
You ain't posting that in the group. I'm gonna delete that.
Admin status.
Flagged.
Y'all know y'all can catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. We also on Twitch and TikTok, 3Man Weave _. I'm Hill. That's Cannon. That's AJ. And we out.
We out, bitch. Whew.